The BBC has obtained evidence that the Taliban are driving hundreds of families from the Shia Hazara minority community out of their villages in the province of Daikundi in central Afghanistan. When the Taliban were last in power in the 1990s, they were known to target and persecute ethnic and religious minorities, especially the Hazaras. This follows an Amnesty International report that 13 members of the Hazara community were killed by the Taliban in the past month. Here's my special report.
Daikundi, 400 kilometres southwest of Kabul, home to the Hazaras from the minority Shia Muslim community. This is the home of Mohammed, a farmer who says this house has been in his family for generations. Now he's being told by his new Taliban rulers that he and his family of 8 must leave. Mohammed refused, so they began to destroy his home.
They didn't give us any reason. They said these lands are ours and you should leave. That was our family home. This was an empty land when my grandfather built our home in it more than half a century ago. I was born here.
More than 4,000 people from Daikundi are now displaced.
This is the only thing I took from our home, a piece of cloth. I'm here with my children and grandchildren.
Since the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan, Hazaras have been living in fear. When the Taliban were last in power in the 1990s, they had a history of persecuting ethnic and religious minorities, especially the Hazaras. Since the beginning of September, Taliban fighters have claimed ownership of about 20 Hazara villages, claiming the families have lived here illegally. These villagers say they've got all the right documentation.
The Taliban gave us 9 days to evacuate and leave our houses. They said if you don't move out, we will punish you, and you cannot complain. We want our rights. This is our home.
According to local community leaders, thousands of people are now homeless. They're living in valleys, riversides and caves. They've lost not just their homes, but farms, animals and their annual products. When a community leader asked a Taliban official where he should seek shelter during the coming winter season, he responded, hell. The Taliban deny that they're targeting this community. They've also rejected Amnesty International's recent investigation. They sent us this video response.
This report is one-sided, and we call to all international organisations to come and conduct a proper investigation in the field. This is not an acceptable conclusion. The investigation was not transparent.
The Hazaras of Daikundi have had little choice but to flee, taking whatever little possessions they could carry. What they can't escape now is the harsh winter and humanitarian crisis that is unfolding. Yalda Hakim, BBC News.
Well, earlier I spoke to Dunishikya Disanayakaya, who is Amnesty International's Deputy South Asia Director. She gave me details on the Amnesty International investigation.
What we found is that we have evidence of 9 Hazaras who were executed, former government security forces by the Taliban, along with 4 others, 2 of whom were civilians who were shot when they were trying to escape. And this, in our view, points to a much larger scale of violence that's ongoing in Afghanistan.
Just tell us a little bit more about how you came to those conclusions.
So we have viewed video evidence, we have looked at photographs that have been shared both on social media and with contacts and sources in Afghanistan. We have interviewed people who have seen some of the bodies of those who were killed. We've also looked at photos of grave sites where some of those who were killed were buried, and we have cross-referenced all of this evidence to arrive at the conclusion that these killings in fact did take place.
The Taliban have rejected your report. We spoke to them and they've said it's not transparent and that any international organisation is welcome to come and investigate themselves. How do you respond to that?
We have attempted to reach the Taliban before. On 21st of September, we produced a report listing a litany of abuses that the Taliban have committed just in the days since they took over. We never received a response. And for them to now say that this was not transparent is not acceptable in our view. The best way to show the world that they are not committing human rights abuses is really to permit the international community to monitor human rights abuses that are taking place. And we have been urging the international community through the UN Human Rights Council, through the UN Security Council, to set up an independent fact-finding mission that can do just that.
That was Amnesty International South Asia director there. Well, I'm joined now by a 19-year-old woman from the Hazara community who escaped Afghanistan and has now made it to Doha. We're keeping her identity anonymous for her own protection. Thank you very much for joining us here on the programme. We've just done this special report on the Hazara community. You, of course, are from that community. What's your reaction when you hear about these evictions and also about the killing of these 13 people from the Hazara minority community?
You're welcome. Actually, what my reaction could be really, because it's not the first time that I'm hearing it. It's like this is only 13 has been reported, and I know that there's hundreds that has not been reported. Like these are happening all day, and we are hearing it from every little girl, every little boy that they are saying, I saw that man killed that woman, I saw he hit that one, I saw he did that, I saw too many things that we're hearing it, and I witnessed it I'm myself. So it's really heartbreaking, and I can't even know why they're doing it.
Can you help our audiences understand why the Hazara community have been targeted in the past and why they continue to be targeted today?
Because, as you may know, Hazara means like different face structure, different language, and different religion according to Taliban. And they just want to delete us. I mean, maybe because we're different from them. The language is different, our face structure is different. I can't understand why they're doing this, but maybe that's why we're different from them. And we're trying to be better. We're trying to get big. We're trying to be successful. We're trying to make our country. And maybe that's the reason.
You've left Afghanistan now, but you have many friends and family back in the country. How concerned are you about them?
I feel safe for now, but being honest, I still feel pain in my heart for my friends, for my classmates, for my teachers who were with me, who were teachers for me, who kindly playing soccer with me, taught me how to climb, and I feel insecure for them. Like I evacate country. I am out of country, but I left my home. Everything that I had there, just for a moment, I just had to leave my country. They told me it's your only chance to get out of country.